Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, you find a way to lose, or you can find a way to make El Pollo Loco. All these chickens running around here going crazy. Pollo Loco. Listen, when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, people. Obviously, somebody's putting duck sauce on the fried rice. Or someone putting duck sauce on the carne asada. Because at this point in time, you cannot make me understand how Canelo is still not getting in the ring with David Benavidez. Now, one thing I will say is, the situation is so messy. Okay? Now, everybody wants to act like they've got the answer. They've got the facts. There are no facts. There's just speculation, assumptions, predictions, which equates to conversation, which is what we're going to have here. Now, David Benavidez's promoter, Samson Lukowitz, he's declared that Al Heyman and PBC have offered Canelo, right? Check this out. $55 million to fight Benavidez next. Now, to that I gotta say, hold your horses and let's not take it to the stupid. Now, this is my issue with that. Because supposedly, Canelo was being offered, I think, like $35 million, only if he fought Munguia, because they figured Munguia and Canelo would do better pay-per-view wise. And if they paid Canelo $35 million to fight someone like Jamal Charlo, the PBC would go bankrupt, right? Rick Glacier is he's a PBC hater, right? He's an interesting character, but he's a hater. But my thing is, right, how can one day PBC offer Canelo $35 million and the $35 million is going to make them go broke, right? And then the next day want to offer a guarantee of $55 million to Canelo to fight Benavidez. So what is it? Are is PBC going broke? Is Canelo going to sue them because he's not getting the guarantee per the contract? He's not going to have the fight date on May 4th? I mean, or is everything still business as normal? This is why, with me, I learned my lesson, man. I see stuff getting posted out there, and then I'll read two articles that say the same thing. Then I realize the article that was quoted or was posted or re-quoted was just basically taken from someone else. The person just went and just typed up the same shit that they just read from someone else's post. But the bottom line is, one thing I think we do know is a fact is Benavidez is not fighting Canelo next, as of right now. Word on the street is Benavidez is supposed to be moving up to light heavyweight to fight Alexander Gvozdyk. Now, there are people out here saying, who the hell is this Alexander Gvozdyk? So I said, you know what? I need to go and see who this is. The bottom line is, I'm proud of Benavidez for not sitting around here letting anybody try to screw him around. Now, let me show you something. Now, when you look at the 175-pound division, first, let me say this, right? You can't blame David Benavidez for moving on and trying to get an opportunity at an undisputed distinction in another division. This guy, Gvozdyk, 20 wins, 1 loss. I have no doubt that David Benavidez will bubble up to 175 pounds and clip him, and that Benavidez could probably bubble up to 175 and become undisputed. But we just got to wait and see. But he is doing the right thing by not waiting for Canelo. And you know what makes this sickening is the WBC they're acting like they're putting all this pressure on Canelo, which they're not. They're okay with Canelo doing whatever the hell he wants to do. All right? It doesn't take a blind man to see that everyone is to me, it's like Canelo is an investment. And everyone from the secret society, we know in the secret society, we're talking sanctioning bodies, we're talking promoters, managers, key decision makers behind the scenes. We're talking any and everybody who benefits from a Canelo fight. They're all protecting this guy, man. And the thing is, Canelo can fight. Like I don't even really, at this point, I blame him somewhat. But I understand, as much as Canelo says he's his own boss, believe you me, he's doing what I think he's being kind of told to do. Like, hey, make this move. The Benavidez fight, the high risk fight. I think Canelo's like, I'll fight him, but I think they're like, no. If Canelo fights Benavidez, could you just imagine if Canelo fought Benavidez and he lost? Right? Just after coming off of the Bivol loss, coming back and having two, to me, weak fights. What's his name? Ryder and Jamel. If Canelo were to lose to Benavidez, and all those titles now go to Benavidez, who he's not really a pay-per-view star, right? What happens to all that money that's being made by the secret society? So they're not going to put him in there with a guy like that. And honestly, the fact that Benavidez bubbled up to 175, I think it's crazy that there are people saying, oh, there we go, Benavidez putting duck sauce on the fried rice. He's afraid to fight Canelo. Why he didn't wait around? His time was coming. He was going to get him for May 5th or September. But he already ran to 175, so that tells me that Benavidez, he didn't really want that smoke. He's afraid of Canelo. Yeah, he's putting duck sauce on the fried rice. Now to that I say, hold your horses. Let's stop taking it to the stupid. Benavidez going to 175 is probably just to stay busy. Okay? We know he can make 175. Man come in the ring over 200 pounds on fight night. So Benavidez could easily make 175. But I don't think he's done with 168 at all. And for people who are worried about Benavidez and his weight, he's got Mimo Heredia in his corner. Benavidez could probably bubble up to 200 and with no problem, and cut down to maybe 160 with no problem. That he has a pharmaceutical genius guiding him, strength and conditioning and nutrition. So let's hold our horses and not take it to the stupid. But I do think that it's ridiculous that Benavidez is just kind of in the breeze. Now, if there was some truth to the amount of money that's being offered to Canelo, 55 million, the 35, 40 million, look, I don't know what to believe anymore. But what I will say is, that's a lot of damn money. Now, on this guy, Benavidez, that David Benavidez could be fighting, I heard it was Yildirim at first. See, that's how ridiculous shit is. They were saying he was going to be fighting Yildirim, same guy Canelo fought. Now they're saying Benavidez is fighting Benavidez. So the bottom line is, Benavidez is no joke. Benavidez jumps up to 175. The WBO has Benavidez ranked number 3. The IBF has him ranked number 5. The WBC has him ranked number 2. The WBA has him ranked number 6. So the bottom line is, this guy Benavidez, he's been putting in work. 20 wins and 1 loss. So he's obviously the real deal. But the reality of the situation is, David Benavidez, he's gone on record and said that he sparred Bivol, and Bivol knows what the deal is. Like, he's beat the hell out of Bivol, is my understanding. If David Benavidez is beating the hell out of Bivol, he stands a good chance to get in there and beat, all these guys. He's even talked about Benavidez. Benavidez is tough. Benavidez is built a little bit different. But Benavidez has all the confidence in the world that he can beat Benavidez. Can he? I don't know. But I do know that something's going on. And it's evident to me that there's a bunch of pollo locos running around here that don't want, for some reason, Canelo to fight Benavidez. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it hurts Canelo's legacy if he fights Benavidez and loses. I just don't think it's a problem. Because Benavidez is younger, he's bigger. But if he gets in there and beats the hell out of Canelo, Canelo may never be the same. But it all boils down to money, man. You go out here on Twitter and read the stuff that people are saying. It's absolutely crazy. Just the idea of Canelo being, the rumor that he was offered $55 million to fight Benavidez, that's crazy. Then you got Rick Glacier out here saying that Allen PBC could only come up with Canelo's check notes of $35 million if he fights Munguia. And something about a third-party guarantor. You see, I don't know how true this stuff is, but bottom line, I have not seen one. Majority of people, I say 98% of the people who are following this drama, they feel that if Canelo doesn't fight David Benavidez in May, they already feel he's putting duck sauce on the fried rice, but they're saying if he declines the fight, this is one of the most ridiculous ducks in the history of boxing. And they're saying Canelo will never be able to escape hearing David Benavidez's name the rest of his life if he never fights him. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Especially if he's, this is where, I don't like to use the word duck. I'm always joking about duck sauce on the fried rice. But if it's true that Canelo's offered $55 million, this is where I say a person is avoiding someone. When they're getting offered huge money, right? And then there's legacy involved as well. And they just choose, and there's nothing bigger than that opportunity. And they choose not to fight the opponent. To me, that is where I say, okay, that looks to me to be a duck. It's not like he's fighting someone where he's not going to make a lot of money. There's no legacy on the line. It's not like he's going to be fighting a bum. Everything that you would think a champion would want, Canelo's getting it with Benavidez. And Benavidez is getting it with Canelo. And Canelo doesn't want no parts of David Benavidez. And the only thing that I can conclude is he's concerned he may lose it. One guy says if you turn down $55 million plus, and the pay-per-view revenues and other means of modes of revenue, and saying Canelo can't possibly be Mexican anymore and he can't return back to Guadalajara. I'll tell you what, I don't know what the plan is, but I tell you what, I do think the kind of money Canelo wants, I think Al Heyman is smart, and that they're gonna have to have him in there with somebody where they can generate some big pay-per-view numbers, man. I mean, promoters are the ones who put up all the money. But if you bring in a third-party guarantor, I mean, they put up their money. Al Heyman's kind of safe. If the fight does well, the guarantor does well on his return. If the fight does poorly, the guarantor loses money, and Al Heyman and PBC is still kind of in the clear. But we just got to wait and see how it all plays out, man. I don't know, but we'll find out. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Y'all, I'm in the breeze.